Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on this show or you feel that you're like, why don't you guys try it like this, drop them in the comments or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But we have a juicy show ready for you today. I don't want to hold up anything any longer. Let me introduce you to my co-host, our own sports almanac, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
Man, I feel amazing today. Amazing. Oh, let's go.
How was your week?
Good week. You know, got a lot of schoolwork done. Got a lot of things. A lot of sports in. Watched a lot of over the weekend. Watched a little bit of the UFL playoffs. Watched a little bit of the baseball.
Hit your pick six?
I did hit one. I hit 5 or 6, but I didn't hit it 6 to 6. I'm a little bit right there, but I'm getting there.
My 6 to 6 was better when NFL season was here.
Yeah, NFL was easier to do.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, let's get it in.
Let's get it in. Let's get right to the news. I'm gonna start off. Let's give this man his true due, a true legend, Mr. Jerry West. And sometimes you say a legend can outlive his success. And
Right.
I think in the case of Jerry West, this is a true case of somebody who outlived his success, because while it was kind of like a big deal today, it really wasn't the biggest deal that it should have been for what Jerry West meant to the NBA, for all his successes that he had. You know, he lived a full life. I think he died 86 years old.
Right.
And, as a kid growing up in the 70s, Jerry West was, in many eyes, seen as the greatest basketball player who ever lived. And, because he went on, of course, he had that successful run as general manager, the architect of Showtime, architect of the Kobe and Shaq era.
Yep.
His basketball playing kind of took a side step. It kind of like people forgot how great of an NBA player he was. People forgot why he became the logo. He became the logo because of his basketball playing. But people forget that now.
Pure talent.
Talent, yeah. But people now just see him and, he was the guy who architected the Lakers. He was the guy who was behind bringing Kobe to LA.
Big trades.
Yeah.
He did Paul Gasol also, didn't he?
Yeah, he brought Paul Gasol to LA as well. So, I mean, his legacy as a, like I said, general manager / architect is legendary, as well as his playing. But it just feels like he's not getting the true love and respect that he deserves. I mean,
his playing goes unnoticed.
Yeah, but the playing goes unnoticed. But just overall, sometimes if you died young, people remember you in a whole different light than you do if you live a full life.
Right.
I think about Tupac and Biggie Smalls and rap. You think about people like Roberto Clemente in baseball. Even talking about even just Kobe, in the sense that he died at such a young age relative to what people expect him of. You get that kind of legacy.
Because I was still expecting him to come back.
Right. Yeah. You expect those guys to live on, 60s, 70s. And because they died so young, people look at it as a whole different light than someone who lived a full life. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, God, people don't really remember just how great they were in their prime. Don't remember what they meant.
Exactly.
So he was the logo. He was the one who originally the NBA built off of. And then, of course, it then moved on to the Magic and Bird era. Then, of course, Jordan took it to the next level, and so on. So the NBA has grown and progressed based on their great players. And so let's give him some love. 86 beautiful years. He was amazing.
Wow,
Amazing.
that's a long time.
Yeah. Bright man, amazing man who did so much for the game. So
and nice. I got a lot of reviews on him on being open and talking to people and fans. Just not pushing people off and giving people the time.
Exactly.
He was respected by all.
He was respected by all. I mean, just all the people who came out today, all the legends of the NBA who came out and made comments about what he meant to them. Mm-hmm. I thought we needed to start the show off on that because like I said, I think it just kind of didn't get the same love that it should have got. I feel like even Bill Walton last week, that was also a legendary player, but Jerry West, and for what it's worth, probably was a bigger NBA player than even Bill Walton was in a relative sense of what he meant to the
both
NBA.
Great players, though.
Both great, yeah. But I mean, like I said, I think Jerry West was like the original guy people remember.
Well, it sets it off by him being the logo of the NBA.
Right.
It exudes that greatness.
Exactly.
To become the logo.
The logo.
So here from Blow the Whistle Sports, we want to give a nice, warm shout out and the RIP to the late
great Jerry West.
There we have it. He will not be forgotten.
Will not be forgotten. So I think we should segue now to today's NBA, the NBA playoffs.
Woo!
This NBA playoffs
it's
going on.
It's getting juicy.
Yes,
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals. So those who were paying attention, the first two games were pretty much dominated by the Boston Celtics, who took a 2-0 lead.
And if you look now, third quarter, 1 minute and 44 seconds, Boston. My goodness, you picked Boston. I picked Dallas.
I sure did.
They still dominating so far, 78-67. Live scoring. Okay. Live scoring. Boston is 78, Dallas 67. Where is Tyreek?
Yeah, well, Kyrie started at least this game. Kyrie started. He like 20-some points in the first half, so he did come to play. But
don't call him by his real name because he's not acting like a real player right now.
Listen to me. I've spoken on Kyrie Irving many times, and I told you some players. I don't care how talented you are, you gotta look into their head and figure out what are you thinking. What are you thinking? You had a beautiful situation in Cleveland. Beautiful situation. You can just go out and just do what you do. All the pressure and burdens on LeBron James. Mm-hmm. That team was built for 6, 7, 8 titles if they could have stayed together. And he decided he was going to go find his way, and
he got 26 points.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
finally he showed up.
Right, there's no questioning his talent. We know what he can do on the court. I just got to question his headspace. What's going on to him day to day, minute by minute? It's just not consistent enough. The game you see now with the 26 points, next game he'll have 7, and you're like, where is he?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Kyrie. Yeah. Kyrie.
It don't matter at this point.
Exactly. I give him his flowers as being a great player.
Oh, great.
But a lot of these new NBA players, they come into the league with we have hopes for them, but they come in and they want to make the money.
Right.
Once the money has been acquired, then the player just drifts away.
Drifts off.
It's like they just hold space.
Yeah.
You can't tell me this guy shouldn't be in the books with Jordan and Kobe and LeBron, but he
don't have that fire. He don't have that fire determination to week in and week out.
And I'm not knocking him.
No, I'm not either.
Live your life, have fun. That's what he's doing. But don't you feel like it's a certain responsibility once you're making a certain amount of money to do a certain thing?
Well, we're going to get to that in a second because we're going to talk about your favorite guy, Aaron freaking Rodgers. We're going to get to that.
We're not even in NFL.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. No,
any chance you get to take a swipe at Aaron Rodgers, my goodness.
You opened it up, so I'm just, you mentioned the comment. I said,
if you're just now tuning into Blow the Whistle Sports, my my co-host, Steven Rubain,
Yes.
is the biggest Aaron Rodgers hater. Now, if you know me and if you see me on the street, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. It wasn't up till late till I started seeing some of the stuff that people were saying about him. But just like we're talking about Kyrie right now, Kyrie is a great player. I just feel like, he's gotten his money, and that's the extent of the greatness that we're going to see. He's not a player that comes in and I want to win this game. He's like, well, what happens.
Right.
He has that we person.
He's the Robin to a Batman. He's your Robin. He's the guy. If you got a strong Batman, he can be one great Robin. He can give.
I don't even. He's not even. He's not a Robin. See,
I think he is.
When there was a Shaq and a Kobe, you had a Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
This guy is like a supporting cast. He's like that superhero that got the powers, but he doesn't use them.
Right.
He doesn't change into his superhero clothes. He
When
just goes through the motions.
Well, he was in Cleveland though. He was. Remember, he was putting up 40-point games.
When he was in Cleveland, wasn't he a rookie?
Well, no. Remember, before LeBron came back to Cleveland, the first 2 or 3 years, Kyrie was, his rookie, second, third year. They did nothing. They were like 15 and 67.
But he was trying then.
He was trying, but it was his team, and he could get nothing done.
But that was before the big contract.
Right. Well, that's for the big contract.
Once the big contract came in there,
that's what I'm saying.
A startling metamorphosis happened.
But the big contract came, though, because LeBron came back, and all of a sudden, the pressure was off Kyrie. Kyrie could just go out there and just do his thing and not have the pressure of being the man.
And he didn't even appreciate that.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the function of Kyrie, is that he was in a great situation in Cleveland where all he had to do was just get open. LeBron was going to give him the ball. You've always criticized LeBron that LeBron doesn't want the shot. He wants to get the shot up.
And that's the perfect person for him.
It was perfect because
he was setting him up for the alley-oop, everything. And let's get this clear. Not criticize LeBron, just said what it was, because people like you and other people always want to put LeBron on a Michael Jordan or a Kobe level.
I didn't know. No.
He's a great player. He's on that level of that.
I said Michael Jordan, you had me on record for several shows. I said Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. I said LeBron has had the greatest career. And I stick by that.
I'll go with
his
that.
His career is far greater than Jordan's career. But Michael Jordan is the greatest player, as an individual, as a talent. He's by far the greatest. But for LeBron James, for 20 years, think about this. He's in his 20th year. And not only is he just still playing, he's playing at an elite level. Not just the best player on his team. He's one of the top 10 to 15 players in the NBA at 40 years old almost.
Hey. My hat goes off to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I believe Kobe and Jordan could have done that also if they were able to take people free days.
No.
That's
where you're wrong.
There you go. You're trying to compare errors.
That's where you're wrong. I don't buy that. Because both Jordan and Kobe broke down. They didn't break down because of too much wear and tear. They broke down because they broke down. I mean, that's the natural progression.
They didn't break down because of too much wear and tear.
I said they didn't break down. I said they broke down because that's the natural progression of age. You look at Jordan and Kobe's bodies, they weren't the same bodies they had when they were in their 20s. LeBron James looks even more powerful, even stronger now than he did in his 40s. You look at LeBron James's physical fitness, look at his mental approach to the game. You see no fall off in him whatsoever.
And I credit that to being able to have people free days.
No.
He doesn't play all the way through.
You go back and you look at how many games Jordan played in, look at how many games Kobe played in. They weren't playing 82 games every year. And they had nights off just like everybody else. And remember, Jordan had 2 years, almost a year and a half, 2 years where he didn't even play in the NBA. He was playing baseball. He also had another 2.5, 3 years where he didn't play in the NBA. He self-retired. So he had almost 4 years of retirement within his career. LeBron has been playing consistently, not just consistently, but playing at a playoff level almost all of his 20 years. He's had going to NBA Finals, how many times? 11 times?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, You can't
He's been there 11 times,
11 times in the finals in
and
20
still
years.
hasn't overtaken them in finals.
But
Interesting.
But again, once again, we had
Interesting.
But this goes back to what we're saying about the greatest of all time compared to the greatest career.
Okay.
To win finals, you got to have all the pieces in play. It's not just you step on the court, you're the greatest player. Remember, Jordan played how many years? 17, 18 years. He only made the finals 6 times. That means 11 seasons that Jordan played, he didn't make the NBA finals. So out of his 17 years he played in the league, 11 of those seasons, he didn't make the NBA finals. And people seem to forget, for the first 6, 7 years of Jordan's career, Jordan was a guy, they started having whispers saying, can Jordan win the big one? People now look back on it like, oh yeah, Jordan was always just a dominant. There were a lot of times when, especially the old Celtics teams and then that Pistons team, people really questioned, did Jordan have what it take to win the big game? It wasn't until he finally knocked off that Pistons that season, the year when Isaiah and them walked off the court. That was like the coronation. That was when Jordan finally made that step. So I mean, it takes a lot to get to the finals. It's not just one player's greatness can get you there. You got to have all the other pieces in play as well. But yeah, we kind of digressed off of that one. But we did want to get into the NBA.
It's always going to be a argument and a big topic when you talk about greatness of all time.
Absolutely, and like I said, my only issue on the argument is that LeBron fans, people who are LeBron fans, I never hear a LeBron fan badmouth Michael Jordan's talent or badmouth Michael Jordan's greatness. But for some reason, Jordan fans and Kobe fans just want to tear up LeBron James like he's not he's not even a good player. Like he's just some schmo Joe off the street who's done nothing.
I explained it to you. I
don't understand that.
See, the thing is, I understand how you explained it, and you explained it better than most people explain it. But other people try to compare these people instead of just honoring these people in their legacy and their time.
Right.
No, they're not the same.
They're not the
player
same.
And
career.
They're great. Just take your hat off to them. They're great.
I'll give you an example. Going into football, Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders only played 8, 9 seasons. That 8, 9 seasons, he was outstanding, amazing, credit. You can't sit there and say he had a better career than Emmitt Smith or better career than players who played 16, 17 years and put up more numbers.
Exactly.
So that's the difference between a career and a player. Everybody on our eye test, we can clearly see Barry Sanders was truly outstanding, but
off the chart.
But it was off the chart for a limited career.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference, is you have to look at both sides of it. So I don't sit there and say LeBron is the most talented athlete compared to Jordan.
Yeah.
I sit there and say LeBron, for how he's presenting himself.
To clarify it, and the people get caught up in this argument because that's what they think is going on.
No.
And it is what it is. This is going to be an all-time argument for the books, and this is not the last time you will hear these arguments.
Oh, of course not. We do it all the time. I'll give you another example. Tom Brady in football. Nobody's going to mistake Tom Brady as being the greatest football quarterback athlete of all time. Not even close. But his career is not even a parallel. There's nobody even close to parallel what his career was. Well, he's in 42, 43 years old, still winning Super Bowls. There's nobody going to come close to that ever again.
My goodness.
And so,
Boston has put the pedal to the metal.
Oh, what's the score now?
It is 91-70.
Okay, so
this ridiculous or what?
So the series is over. I called it.
How did they fold like that?
Well, you just told us. You went through it for 5 minutes, explaining to us the Kyrie Irving fan. The bottom line is that you can't win a championship if you got a guy who's not fully committed to winning a championship. If he's just out there, no matter how talented he is, if he's just out there playing, just to be playing, that's not championship level.
If your heart's not in it, but it's a paycheck.
It's a paycheck.
But if your heart's not in it, it seems like teams and coaches can see this man's heart's not in it.
No. Look at the Clippers. They thought they're going to put together the super team with Harden and Kyrie. Kawhi and Westbrook and Paul George. Where's that taking them so far? You got four potential Hall of Fame
major
players.
talents.
Major talent. Well, Hall of Fame players. All 4 of those will be in the NBA Hall of Fame. So you got 4 Hall of Fame players on the same team, and it hasn't gotten past what, the first round, second round of the playoffs. You can put all the talent you want to on the team, but if the team doesn't have that same championship drive, don't have the same guys who want to do what it takes to win a championship, because it's a difference between wanting a championship and wanting to do what it takes to get a championship.
Yes.
And these guys may want a championship, but are they going to put in the time and effort needed to win the championship? And that's the question. So so NBA playoffs looks like it's over.
I mean,
3-0 lead.
The fork has been casted. It's in the person's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As Chick used to say, the Jello's jiggling.
Jello's jiggling. Yeah. 3-0 lead. Nobody's ever come back in NBA history of a 3-0 lead. It's not going to happen this year. So
especially the way they playing.
Yeah. Congratulations to Boston Celtics. I think we can sit there and say they're going to be world champions. Is it safe to say?
My goodness,
they
blowing them out.
Yeah,
blowing them out, man. A sweep.
Listen to me.
A sweep for the finals.
Well, I mean, they weren't. They shouldn't have been in the first place. Let's keep it real.
You know what?
It was Denver's to win. Denver didn't get the job done. And
you know what? Let's go to some more interesting basketball news, because the finals is done. It's not much really to say about that.
Nah, it's over.
This wasn't even an interesting finals. This was a run over.
Well, the NBA can't be happy. I mean, they wanted a competitive final. They wanted something that was going to.
It looked like it was going to be juicy at the beginning of this.
I know, but I didn't have faith in it. I thought Boston would win in 5, but I mean,
wow,
I didn't see Dallas giving them a competition.
Get your brooms out.
Broom time, yeah. So
WNBA time.
WNBA. Caitlin Clark. I mean,
that's the big news.
Well, yeah. People are all upset because they said she didn't make the Olympic team. Why didn't they put her on the Olympic team? That's such a horrible decision.
It is.
I'm gonna sit here and be the count argument and say that her not being on the Olympic team was the best thing for her career.
Please tell me why. See?
Because right now she needs to find her footing in professional basketball.
Okay.
For her to do that, not having the pressure of all the Olympic hype and all the Olympic blah, 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 now she can just go out and play. Go out and do what she got to do in the WNBA, have another 3-4 years. She's still going to be 25, 26, and she can go and play in the one 4 years from now. And where's the Olympics in 2028?
You tell me.
Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
So what better place for her to be showcased in for her first Olympics games than in the city of angels, the city of superstars, the city of highlights?
Okay, Steve, I beg to differ. This is what it is.
Oh, it is.
The WNBA has been the lackluster league of the leagues for so long. Okay. Caitlin Clark, right, is brought so much attention to the WNBA.
Right.
This was the WNBA's time to put a staple in it. What they want to do is put butts in the seats.
Right.
Caitlin is the WNBA.
Okay.
Actuality, she should be the logo for the WNBA, if you tell me, because if you ask me, not if you tell me, because
what is she?
All the money, everything is being poured into this league now.
Okay.
And it seems like that whoever promoters are need to be fired, because no matter what, this is to bring this league into another light.
And they're doing it, but they're doing it the right way. They're not going to sit there and just put her out there just to fail. Put her out there to succeed. Put her out there in a place where she can go out there and be the superstar that she's going to be. But it's not there yet. She's still finding her footing. She's still learning her way. We just talked about this a few minutes ago. It didn't. Jordan just come out there like gangbusters and dominate the league. It took him 4, 5, 6 years before he became the Jordan that we all now recognize as the GOAT.
Steve, from a marketing standpoint, from a league that has literally been dying before this lady came into it.
Okay.
Not to say they've had some huge talent, but nobody was interested in this talent that they had. They now have a marketing genius that's powering it. They had to rent a NBA stadium
Right.
to house as many people that wants to show up to this lady's game.
I agree
Now
with
you're
you.
trying to tell me for the Olympics, people are not going to watch anymore.
People watch the
People watch the Olympics,
you
period. But the
see
eyes that will be generated, it would have been astronomical. You
no.
don't. This
You
girl is
you
man.
forgot how talented women basketball players there are in the WNBA. It's the Olympics
It
is the
doesn't
Olympics.
matter. There's
Listen
been
to me.
a lot of talented WNBA players, and I'm not knocking on any WNBA player, but Caitlin Clark is where it's at right now.
Okay.
And what women
So-
have been arguing for that love the NBA, what men have been arguing for that love the NBA, is for more support, for more people to be wanting to watch
Absolutely.
this game. And what big scene, what is around the world, then the Olympics, then you put this lady in the game, so it generates more funds for the WNBA.
All that sound okay, listen to me. All that sounds great and sounds amazing, but this Olympics is going to take place in Paris, France. It's going to be on tape delay. It's going to be happening 8 hours ahead of time. They're going to still get the ratings. They're still going to still get all the attention, all that stuff. And then let's not forget, between now and the Olympics time, all you need is just one player to get hurt. And then guess who they're going to slip in there? Caitlin Clark. So there's no guarantees that she's not going to be on the Olympic team. What they're just saying right now is that we're not just going to throw her on there just to throw her on there. We're going to make her have to go out there and show that she can play to the level. I mean, and this has happened before. They've had cases where guys who had strong first season weren't on the dream team Olympic teams. She'll get on there, but it's just the time is not right now. It's just not a good time for her.
Let's go to YouTube.
Go ahead.
Darnell has said, Mr. 49ers in the house. How are y'all doing today? What's up, Darnell? Shout out to you. We got 7 Canvas Art and Decor said no rookie can enter any league and believe they'll automatically dominate. She's joining pros, period.
There you go. Thank you. That's my whole point. She's going to be a superstar. She's going to be the face of the league. She's going to rise the WNBA up to that level, but she got to earn it. It's just not. She just because she had a great college career does not mean all of a sudden we're just going to sit there and give her the whole mantle. So Jordan had to remember. Let's go back. Do you not remember that Jordan in that rookie All-Star game was shut out by the Isaiah Thomases and the Malones and all of them?
Okay.
Do you not remember that Kobe in his rookie All-Star game, he was also shut out by the Robinsons, the Malone, all those guys?
I remember.
You got to earn your keep. It's just no matter how great you might think you are, or how great you are going to be, they're not just going to roll over and give you the whole mantle of the league just because you came in there and you're a name.
Okay, maybe what I'm saying is misunderstood. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying we're rolling out any special red carpet for the. No, what I'm saying is it's been watered down for years.
Okay.
It wasn't until she entered in that everybody's starting to watch.
Agree.
The ratings have went up with her.
We're not arguing that point.
You don't take away the rating smasher for the biggest look in the game.
I'm saying from a league perspective, they're looking at it from we're not just going to sit here and just throw everything on to her when she's not ready yet. She clearly by how the record of her team and by the way her game has been inconsistent, it's not her time yet. But she still might get in.
She should be on the roster. She doesn't have to play to be there.
See, that's the problem. If she's just on the roster, that's going to be a problem.
You know what marketing is?
The team is not looking at it from that perspective. They don't want to just have her just be on the team to be on the team. They want her to be on the team and be a significant contributor, leading the team to the gold medal.
7 Canvas Art and Decor said, I disagree, going too far, and the logo should be Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, or Candace Parker.
I agree. Listen, that's my whole point. They all had to go through their trials and tribulations. You forget how great the NBA has been with talented women players. It's not like Caitlin Clark's like, oh my gosh, she's the first talented woman player to ever play in the WNBA. No. You've had numerous all-time great college players who went on to the WNBA.
Shout out to James Johnson. He said Big Mike's in the building.
All right. We love our fans. We love people who come in week after week.
Yes, yes. I love all the support. Thank you.
Absolutely.
7 Canvas Art Deco said we need our best pros in the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Next. And then also 7 Kevin said there are going to be 5 new superstars, period.
Right.
Not just Clark. And 7 Kevin's Art Decor gave you your flowers and said, exactly, Steve, earn it.
Thank you, earn it. That's all. That's my only argument is you got guys who, I say guys, you've had ladies who've been playing in the league 5, 10, 15 years who've earned that right to be on that Olympic team. She's just coming out and just being a name. I mean, a talented name as she may be, she hasn't earned the WNBA legacy yet to have that right on the Olympic team. 4 years from now in Los Angeles, and let's get it straight, in Los Angeles, they're going to market the you know what out of her, and she's going to be the face of the WNBA by then, and they're going to have her. It's a bigger plan. It's not just let's just throw money at it now.
I get 7 canvases, art and decor, and I understand what Steve is saying. I understand, but everybody watching here, Blow the Whistle Sports, this is my point. If you own a restaurant and you have 5 dishes that is sold all week long, and everybody loves it. Everybody loves the food, and this food has earned has been there, and it's been your dish for the last 5 years, and they're top sellers.
There you go.
And then you get then you make a new dish that's selling more than these dishes.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to a new zip code to open a new restaurant, you take all those dishes, but you take your top earner too, because that's marketing. See, it'd be different if this was the WN. What you guys are saying is not wrong. People misunderstand. You are 100% right, but this is a league that has been suffering, people.
Okay.
Suffering.
Gotcha.
The league needs all the boost it can get.
Right.
We understand merit. We understand earning it. We understand all of that, what you're saying. But guess what?
What?
The league has been this. The WNBA has been this. People have been, well, they need to make more money. She comes in, they were on the bus. Now they're taking private charter jets. Mm-hmm. They need more than that. This league needs to have more money pumped into it. And you have to take your earner, period. That's all I'm saying. You know what? Let's open the phone lines.
Open the lines up,
and let's see if we can get some people's opinions in here. Because, I understand 7 canvases, art and decor, and I understand Steve. Not saying that they're wrong. They are 1,000% right. If you're an NFL league, you take the best players.
Right.
If you're the NBA, you take the best players, because guess what? Their marketing standpoint is already right here. They're already right here. The WNBA is a struggling league. Mm-hmm. And when you have a struggling league, there's certain stuff you have to bite the bullet and do, because you're trying to get the numbers up. Man, don't shoot the messenger. Doesn't it make sense a little bit, though?
It makes total sense what you're saying, but like I said, I'm looking at it from a long term. They've already decided they're going to make her the face 4 years from now. So right now in Paris, they don't need her out there now if she's not going to be the player that she's going to be, because she will be the face of the WNBA. She's going to be that Cheryl Swoops. She's going to be that Diana Taurasi. She's going to be that Rebecca Lobo, those elite of all times. But right now, she's just not there yet. So,
hey, the phone lines are open.
Open the lines,
909 844-4443. Call us here at Blow the Whistle Sports. Give us your opinion on what we are talking about.
Let's talk about the winning teams in WNBA.
Go ahead.
We spent so much time. The winning team in WNBA right now is the Connecticut Sun, 10-1. Do you know who the best player in the Connecticut Sun is right now?
Who is it?
You probably never heard this player before, because I've heard this player before. Dawana Bonner, scoring 19.1 points a game. Do you know who lead the team in assists? Rebounds?
Who?
Alyssa Thomas, 9.3 rebounds a game. Those two are bringing it. Veteran players who've earned the right to do what they do, and they have a 10-1 record behind it.
Much respect to them.
Yes. New York Liberty, 11-2. Minnesota Lynx, 9-3, and the Seattle Storm, 8-4. The top 4 teams in the WNBA. and there's no Caitlin Clark on any of those 4 teams. But
Understandable.
somehow they're still managing to win games.
Hey,
So let's give the due where it's due. These guys are saying, look, we play basketball too. We got talent. We earn the right to be professionals. It ain't all about her. That's all I gotta say. And I'll leave it at that.
They've been professional before Caitlin Clark came in the NBA. They've been professionals. Then before Caitlin Clark came in the NBA, they've been leading scorers. But before Caitlin Clark came in the NBA, nobody was watching all that.
Okay, but Caitlin Clark has not even been the best rookie this year. So what's that? So what's that? She's not even the best rookie coming out this year so far. How are you gonna put her on the Olympic team just because, as you're saying, marketing, blah blah blah? You got 2 rookies out there who've been playing better than her in Cameron. I forgot like blank and I forgot the other player's name, but it's two rookies who have been being much more consistent, much more dominant this year, who aren't on the Olympic team. So why would you put Caitlin Clark, who is not playing as well as those 2 are playing, over them just because of marketing?
Because
no, they NBA say no, we're not going to do that. We're going to see her.
I understand, and I never said that you were wrong when you and 7 canvases, because 7 canvases is going in on me. Let me see. What
Once
else?
Again, was that? Remember, I'm the one who picked the Celtics to win. He picked Dallas, so let's leave it at that.
Let me see. Women's Euro League has been popping since its conception. That's why Americans go to Europe to make a meal a season.
Well, don't ask poor what's her name? Who went to Russia? Said she's never going back to Russia again. Play.
I heard that. WNBA flies on planes, sir.
Brittany Griner.
Liberty is the best. So are the Aces.
Yeah, the Aces has been on kind of a losing streak of late. They were like lost 3 games for the first time in like 5 years. So they got some catching up to do.
Just because you didn't know, Packett, doesn't mean it's not true. Yeah, because you have 1,000 misconceptions. Whoa.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't going to go there, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey.
Misconception. You just acting like the league is just chopped liver. And that these women players aren't any talented. They're gonna go to Paris. They're gonna put a whooping on whoever they go against.
I didn't say these women weren't talented.
But she did.
No,
you're acting like they need Caitlin Clark in order to do something.
Well, I only can go off of the numbers. Before Caitlin Clark, you can go to a WNBA game,
right?
And you can find floor seats. You can find any kind of seats you want. Period. Easily. When Caitlin Clark came into the league, the WNBA, had to rent an NBA stadium to house people that wanted to see the game. The WNBA has never seen that before.
I'm not
common sense.
Well, I'm not questioning none of that.
Mr. or Mrs. 7 Canvases Art and Decor, check this out. My misconception is that facts are facts. I'm not talking or downplaying any player in the WNBA. Let's be clear to my co-host Steven and to 7 Canvases Art and Decor. We have great talent, always have had great talent in the WNBA. Right. But the WNBA has not been selling out stadiums. But
that's not the Olympics, though.
No. What it is, the women have always complained about the money they're making.
Right.
More people in the stadium makes those players that you guys are talking about make more money.
Okay.
Facts. I'm not talking about a merit and who's playing better. I never said Caitlin Clark is better than some of the pros in the WNBA. What I'm saying is she's bringing in the numbers that were not there.
Okay.
And I'm saying this slow because I think we're having 2 separate arguments here when there's no argument. I'm not saying that you are wrong or my co-host is wrong. What I'm saying is, marketing point of view, they have made a great error and not bringing what the people want to see. And I understand The best of the best is supposed to go to the Olympics, but this was a league that was down,
And the league was it?
and I'm gonna leave it there.
But you're acting like she's not going to play for WNBA. She's going to continue playing for WNBA. The Olympics is a different animal. I'm sitting here
Fans are fun, are finicky. Not
they're
fun.
not finicky.
They are finicky.
Okay.
If you disrespect the player that they love, then they act a little shaky.
Okay.
They act a little shaky.
So you think that women's basketball, nobody's going to watch it just because Caitlin Clark's not playing? I argue that point. I don't think it's right.
I didn't say. I said,
but
not as many
that's
people.
What you're saying.
Not it's a fact.
Okay.
It's not as many people.
So
if we go back and look at the numbers since she's come in the league, the game she play in, more people watch than the other games. But it started making a trend to where a lot of people have been starting watching games that she's not in.
So
if you own like I said, I gave you an analogy about restaurant. Yes. If you have a restaurant, you put all your best dishes there, so everybody wants to come try everything.
So what you're saying now, the Olympics needs to become a popularity contest. So let's not have to. Let's say the most talented players.
You're trying to switch it again.
No, I'm
the WNBA was the period. The WNBA was a struggling league.
No argument there. We're not arguing that point.
But the person that you're saying that needs to earn it has made it more.
I'm saying that the WNBA is taking their most talented players, who all are superstars in their own right, and saying we're going to put the best possible team on the court, go to Paris, and do what we do best, which is dominate and get the gold medal. And then WNBA will be stronger for it.
7 canvases are in that court. The telephone number is 1-909-844-4443. Because I see you got a lot on your mind. Going in on me. The season just started. Stop. Women's college ball and Euroball always be over WNBA.
Yeah.
But the WNBA is a brand, is a league that is supposed to be up here, and that's all we try. I'm trying to get these ladies paid. I understand what you guys they don't have to go overseas. The WNBA is supposed to be better than overseas, but it's not right now. And Caitlin Clark is bringing more awareness to it, to where it's growing.
And she will. That's the whole part of the United States. Again, it's not like she's going anywhere. She's still going to be out there. She's still going to be bringing all that to the league. It's all they're doing now is saying it's not her time now for this one showcase.
I understand.
Everything else she's going to be doing.
I understand what you guys are saying, and what you guys are saying, I never said it was wrong. All I was saying about what you guys are saying is that's fine coming from NFL and the NBA perspective, because guess what? They're already up here. They're not in the struggling. Their players are getting paid right. But
let's hold this argument off. Let's see where, a couple years down the road. Sometimes these arguments, you have to see the big picture. Right now, what you're saying has some merit to it. 3 or 4 years from now, when she is that player that I'm saying she's going to be, and WNBA is not struggling, it is thriving well, people are going to look back and not like, oh, she didn't play in the Olympics. Oh my God, how horrible. She's going to be playing in 2028, 2032, 2036. She'll have plenty of time to, on an Olympic team. It's just right now, the time is they got 12 guys, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up the list of the 12 people on the team, and then I'm going to have you tell me who are you taking off the team to put Caitlin Clark on. And like I mentioned earlier, they got a whole season to play. All you got to do is get one player who tears a knee up, whatever. You slip Caitlin Clark in there, and no problem. Nobody questions it.
Not wishing any bad luck on any players.
But that's just
we don't expect anybody to be hurt, but
it just happens.
It's sports. Things happen,
and it happens.
Playing hard, playing ball.
From the WNBA perspective, that's their best case scenario. Is that unfortunately one of their lesser players on the team gets an injury, and then we can just slip Caitlin Clark in there, and then just
I hear you.
All sides are satisfied.
Hey, that's 7 canvases until you call in. It's like 7 canvases said it's like comparing XFL to NFL.
Yeah, well, no.
Thank you.
Let me give you an example. Let's talk about the greatest Olympic team of all time, the 1992 Dream Team.
Woo! You brought it up.
I'm going to bring it up. Okay. Now, at that time, you had a dominating force in college basketball. What was his name? 1992. The
Was
most
it
dominant
Michael
force.
Jordan?
No. The most dominant force in college basketball, 1992.
Oh, college basketball.
1992.
You tell me.
Shaquille O'Neal. Now, they could have put Shaquille O'Neal on the Dream Team under your criteria. And you want to talk about just marketing, whatever.
Bad analogy.
No, it's a great analogy.
Kevin says, "Speak, Steve."
Thank you.
Bad analogy.
They could have put Shaq on that team easily.
That's a bad analogy.
No. If you're talking from an NBA perspective and you want to market, Christian Laettner was not the player you were going to market for the NBA. The NBA could have marketed Shaquille O'Neal. You don't think 20-year-old Shaquille O'Neal on that team with the talent that was on that team would not have gone out there and just dominated and had a field day with playing against those guys? Of course he would have. But there would have been problems on that team if you put Shaq on that team with those type of veteran players. And so the NBA did the smart thing. They put the safe player on there, which is Christian Laettner, who wasn't going to rile anybody up. And that's how you build a team. They're doing the same thing with Caitlin Clark. You got a bunch of veteran players who played 5, 10, 15 years in the league. They don't want this rookie out here who hasn't done anything to show what he deserves to play.
1-909-844-4443.
I'm riled up now.
1-909-844-4443.
So what made me feel better is talking about hot dogs. Did you hear the hot dog story this week?
About the guy that
Joey Chestnut.
He's doing vegetarian now, right?
Yeah.
He's a vegetarian spokesman, so he's not eating hot dogs no more.
Listen, we gotta put the boo of the week. Nathan's hot dog. You have the boo sound. You haven't sounded like a boo. You have a ghost sound. Anything that's like a.
Let me see. How about the crickets?
I'll do crickets. All right, I'll do the crickets. Nathan's hot dog. I love Nathan's hot dog. You ever been to Coney Island? Do you ever go down to Nathan's in Coney Island?
Nah.
It's one of those things you got to do once in your life. You ever get in
Coney Island?
You got to go to the Coney Island Nathan's.
Now I want to go try out Nathan's.
Yeah, it's just it's a legendary spot. It's like the spot to go to if you're ever in Coney Island. So every year they do the big hot dog eating contest at Nathan's Hot Dogs in Coney Island. And for the last 10 plus years, Joey Chestnut has been the dominant hot dog eater. Why did Nathan's not already have him on the payroll? As much as he's made for Nathan's hot dogs all these years, he's won 8 straight years, all this other stuff. Why was he not on the Nathan's payroll? That's the question I'm asking. Now he went ahead and said, "Hey, this other company with these hot dogs that are vegetarian hot dogs, or what you want to call them, they're gonna pay me good money. Why would I not take that? If I got somebody who's willing to pay me money." Nathan's gets butthurt, and they're like, "Well, we're not going to let you win our hot dog eating contest."
They said that?
Yeah. So he's been banned. He's been banned from this year's competition. Man, he's the 8-time winning. He's been winning the last 8 years. He's won the contest. They've now banned him from the competition because how dare he signs with a rival hot dog company.
No, I thought the hot dog company he signed with was a vegetarian company.
It is a vegetarian company,
and so he's not eating those meat.
No, not at all. No.
Oh, I got the story.
He had every plan on being in the contest. Nathan said, "We're not going to let you be in there because you're promoting another brand of hot dog." They give what they deserve. This man's your 8-time champion. You should be. He should be on your board of directors. What the heck are you doing? See here crying about the fact that he's not sponsoring your company when you had 15 years almost to sign him to a contract. He should be one of your highest paid employees in Nathan's because he's done more to sell Nathan's hot dog than Caitlin Clark's done for the WNBA. If you want to get real about it,
that's untrue.
I
knew you was going. I knew sooner or later that Steve was going to sneak a jab in with what he was saying. Okay. Untrue.
Who knew about the Nathan's hot dog eating contest before Joey Chestnut got in there? It became globalized. It became a huge 4th of July event due to Joey Chestnut.
I agree.
So now Joey Chestnut's like, well, I'll show you Labor Day. He's going to have his own hot dog eating contest with Takira Kobayashi. So who those who don't know who he is,
I thought he was retiring too.
Well, he's retiring, but money talks, and you know what walks.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
gonna have a Labor Day, and get this name, Unfinished Beef.
Woo!
Now, if that's not one of the great, slogans, I don't know what is. The Unfinished Beef will be a one-on-one contest between Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut at a location to be soon determined. It obviously won't be in Coney Island.
You've already made this man a household name, and you tried to ban him.
Yeah.
Didn't they know that he can get his own
He's
market
gonna get his
now?
own marketing down. He's gonna make more money thanks to Nathan's, because Nathan's was stupid in not signing him to a lucrative deal when they had plenty of chances to. So Nathan's
You
hot
still
dogs.
tried to sneak a cheap shot in there, Steve.
I always do.
I remember that.
Listen, man, it's what I do.
remember that.
It's what I do. But speaking of cheap shot, okay, I'm gonna hold off on my biggest cheap shot. Let's get to Mike Tyson.
Uh-oh.
It looks like Mike Tyson was going to be on the back burner now, as Jake Paul has decided he's going to go ahead and fight anyway on July 20th. So he's picked some guy from bare knuckles called Mike Perry, who has a record of 14-8-0.
He got somebody with the name Mike still.
Yeah, so you got the name Mike. Maybe some people aren't paying attention and might buy tickets anyway. And they're going to hold this fight July 20th, the same date. Are you going to watch? Do you have any plans on watching?
You know what? I might get in shape to fight Jake.
Yeah. I mean, the money's right. Hey, the money's right.
I
haven't. I
don't see nothing wrong with fighting Jake.
I mean, I haven't paid for a boxing match in 20 years, so I would never.
You would go see me fight, though, right?
Yeah, of course I would. I'd be in the forever cheering you on. Hey, duck! Don't get hit! Don't get hit! Pow! Oh man!
Hey, ain't no man. If I got in shape, I could fight him. Okay. He wouldn't want to see me.
Okay. All right, Mike. Well, anyway, so we're gonna have a Jake Paul.
I'm not old as Mike. I can still fight.
All right. Look, hey, excuse me. I want you to get that money, so I'm all for it. You know.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. If you got anything to do,
if he just picking anybody to fight,
that's what I'm saying.
I ain't scared.
No, I know you're not. Hey, 14-8, not a bad record. So I mean,
Jake Paul's 14-8.
No, it's Mike Perry guy.
Oh, okay.
Jake Paul is like 5-1. I mean, he's only fought like 6 fights. It's not like he has.
He's a self-proclaimed boxer. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's just all marketing anyway. So I just, like I said, I wasn't a fan of Mike Tyson. I mean, I made it clear.
And then if I beat him, then look what he would look like.
Yeah. I just don't. Like I said, 20. I mean, I last saw him fight 20 years ago. He looked bad. I know he's not going to be better than he looked when he fought McBride in 2005. So why would I want to see him out here in 2024?
Who?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He looked horrible his last fight.
I do not like nice Mike. I like mean Mike.
Yeah. I mean, remember after
Iron Mike.
Remember after the fight, Mike was like hugging him and feeling sorry and saying, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, that's not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a brute. He was just
people didn't want to look him in his face when he stood there.
Yeah, that's the Mike Tyson you want to see fight out there. I don't want to see this Mike Tyson who's just like getting a paycheck. So yeah, so that's it for that. Like I said, I hope we won't hear from Mike Tyson again. They're still talking about this November fight. I hope from now until then somebody comes to their senses and cuts that off.
Well, we coming to the end of our time. Let's sneak a little NFL in there, Steve.
Oh, you want to sneak in there?
Just a little bit of NFL.
You know what? I want to get to Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Of course you do. What did Aaron Rodgers do, Steve?
All right.
You've been with this piece of news. You haven't told me all day. You just told me you got something to tell me about Aaron Rodgers. What you got going, Steve?
All right, let me give you guys context so you guys understand. Back in the day, the old players, the old time players, you had 2-a-days in pads hidden. They had 5-6 exhibition games. The off season was a lot of hard work. Because of the player agreement now, the NFL's off season is a lot of posturing. You have a little short time for what's called involuntary workout. Then you have a short time for the voluntary mini camp.
And that's why I think players get hurt a little more at the beginning of the season because they're not properly warmed up.
Exactly. And so then you only now have a 3-game exhibition season. It's imperative that guys, whatever time they do have to work out, they're committed 100% completely to putting in that time for the team, especially if you're talking about being a championship level team. Now, our man here, Aaron freaking Rodgers, he comes from a different boat. even though he's making $56 million this year for the Jets, I guess he feels like mandatory minicamp.
He only played one game.
Well, once again,
two snaps.
2 snaps. Coming off of 2 snaps and Achilles injury, coming into a new season on a team that's talking about championship aspirations. He's coming out the first day of mandatory minicamp and being a no-show. And then when asked about why, they said he has something he needs to do that's not related to football. That's inexcusable. Now, I know you the big Rodgers defender, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to have a championship level team and looking at, as a coach, you got to stay up there and look in the eyes of all those players in that team. Look over, because you know Aaron Rodgers got his own seat. You know he got his own special chair in the room. You gotta look at these players. All them players are looking at that empty seat over there in the front row, and you're gonna tell these guys we're committed to a championship when our best guy, the guy who's making more money than probably 25, 30 players on the team combined, he's somewhere out doing something unrelated to football. He can't be bothered with mandatory minicamp, which is only like a week. It ain't like it's like a 3-week minicamp or some long minicamp. It's like a week.
Steve, if he only misses one game,
it makes a huge difference. We just watched the Jets.
If he shows up to the rest of it, it'll be fine.
No,
that's
the mentality of somebody who's a what's it called? You want to make excuses for him. You want to try to justify.
I'm not making any excuses for him. He should be there, but an older player.
You know what we never heard about this happening to? Tom Brady. You know who we never heard this happening to? Patrick Mahomes. The great players, the winners, they know they got to be there for their mini camp. They can't do what what's his name's doing now. Aaron Rodgers is doing
once again,
and dumping on your team.
Aaron Rodgers has been the same person since he's been in the league. So therefore, you have to, when you draft somebody or when you pick somebody off of waivers or you bring them to your team.
What have you done for me lately?
You have to know who you're dealing with.
Exactly. I don't care what you did with the Packers. What have you done for the New York Jets? Nothing. So what you did with the Packers, that's all great for the Packers organization, but we're paying you $50-some million to support the New York Jets.
They are already invested.
We're 55 years since the Jets last made a Super Bowl. Joe Namath doing his finger rag. That was 55 years ago. The Jets fan base is starving for a championship. They got the pieces in play to make a run. You need the guy who, by no other fault in the fact he's getting paid $55 million, he's your de facto leader. He needs to set the example by being there front and center doing your minicamp.
You still don't think that he could do anything, even if he did show up?
The facts speak for itself.
Hey,
you're going 2010 since his Super Bowl game. That's almost 14 years ago. 14 years since the last time he's been in the Super Bowl. That would be great for other guys, but when you're Aaron freaking Rodgers and you're talking about being on an elite level, that's inexcusable. When I've seen Tom Brady win about 5 Super Bowls in that time, I've seen Patrick Mahomes win 3 of them. I can't sit there and look at Aaron Rodgers and sit there and say I'm not going to believe in him.
Aaron Rodgers is going to give him a run for their money when he shows up.
Okay. All right. Well, that's your word, but my word is lacking leadership. He's made a ton of money off of doing what he does, but he got as many Super Bowl wins as Joe Flacco, as Mark Rypien, as we can go on a list of guys who won a Super Bowl.
That AFC East looking kind of Miami looking like they're going to be standing tall this season.
Yeah, but
the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I think they're going to give Miami a run for their money.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo, I don't know what we're going to see out of them.
We don't know.
I really don't. They lost 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, we don't know. It could be addition by subtraction, in the sense of there's less pressure now on Josh Allen, because he did have that pressure of constantly needing to get the ball to Diggs. Now that Diggs is gone, they can spread the ball around more and not have that pressure. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean,
you have to tell me, and before we get out of here, Diggs he's gone now, but being on Buffalo, making the money that he's making, and if when it's time to re-sign him, they would have to pay him more money.
Right.
Why would you want to leave a situation to where you don't have to do much?
You're talking about for Diggs?
Yeah.
No, well, Diggs clearly had issues with either Josh Allen or just issues in Buffalo in general. So I mean, it's deeper than just.
It's starting to seem like Diggs has issues wherever he's at.
Well, I mean, that's
like he's a prima donna.
That's the prima donna effect. I mean, speaking of prima donna, we just had what's his name signed. Justin Jefferson signed the biggest contract for a wide receiver in history. So remember, they ran Kirk Cousins out of town. Now they're giving him the big money. Now, did you hear the news out of Vikings training camp?
No.
Your boy Sam Darnold is going to be the starter coming out of training camp.
I figured that.
Now, Sam Darnold, if we remember correctly, he could have been the starter last year at Carolina if they would have kept him and put him in the right situation.
Stop. You're trying to throw underhand. I see where you're going, Steve.
I'm just putting it out there.
I'm going to tell you like this.
I'm just putting it out there.
Aaron Donald, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Carolina has had too many different management teams. We're going to shock the world.
Okay.
Things have changed.
Right.
$80 million into the offense. $80 million into the offense.
Okay.
We have addressed the offensive line issues. Mm-hmm. We have addressed our issues, period. Running issues seem to be solved. Our quarterback has bulked up. Bryce Young will shock the world this season.
All right.
Let him breathe, and we're going to see.
I'm waiting to see. Like I said, we went over the schedule the other day, and it's not as easy a schedule as I thought it would be. The schedule is a lot harder than I thought it would be for the worst team in the league.
We'll be fine.
So I mean, they're going to have to earn these wins, but like I said, that division is in kind of a flux, and so
flux. And Carolina's been in the flux for the last 5 years,
right? And so they might end up, like you said, they might end up getting the better end of the stick because I don't know what the Falcons are doing. I don't know what the Saints are doing. So they might be de facto second place. They might get second place by default.
Before we got here, what did you feel about paying Justin Jefferson all that money?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's great if you're looking at he's now going to be the face of your franchise. You're going to bring in this rookie guy eventually to take over McCarthy, and he's going to be living off a rookie deal. And you got your main guy. All you got to do is no forget they also have Addison as well, who's still on that rookie deal.
Right.
So you got a beautiful 1-2 next year to throw the ball around to Darnold. If Darnold has anything left in the tank, Minnesota could be a surprise.
I don't even think Darnold has used anything out of the tank. He's never had a chance to flourish, and this was a number one a pick. He was a first-round draft pick.
The first-round pick. He was the number one pick of the draft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean...
I liked him, and I believe that, you have to give a quarterback time to get used to his weapons or what he has around him to know what he likes. What I don't agree with what Minnesota did,
what they do?
They pay the wide receiver.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold now is going to have a chance to prove his money. He got the talent now.
But that's
so now
this is not how that works. When it comes to wide receiver talent and QB, you have to have the QB then pay the wide receiver, not pay the wide receiver and then try a QB, because this wide receiver might not be this QB's favorite target.
He's not gonna have a choice. What do we see? There you go again with this. If you got Justin Jefferson as your wide receiver 1 and he's on the field, he is your wide receiver to throw the ball to. I mean, there's none of this. I can just bypass him.
Kirk Cousins had a certain skill set to where he got the ball to Justin Jefferson a certain way.
Okay,
just because Justin Jefferson is an extreme talent, Sam Darnold does not play like Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Now it'll be lovely if it's a press and play and Donald can get the ball to Jefferson when we know he's the number one. He's getting paid all this money, so 90% of the balls will be going to him. have to play off a double play, have to play off of all these different defenses. It'd be lovely if Donald's able to do what Kirk Cousins did,
Right.
but
Okay,
his feng shui and his flow might be the Addison. It might not be the Justin Jefferson. But you go ahead and draft Justin number one in the draft because he got paid all that money, sir. Fantasy football.
Listen to me. When it comes to fantasy time, I'm gonna look at all the dynamics. I mean, there's a lot of dynamics that go into drafting a fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look at, first of all, we know Darnold, this is his first time. It's going to take time for them to connect. It's not just going to be overnight. Darnold to Jefferson is going to be the elite. Minnesota is in flux. They as I mentioned earlier,
don't have to be Justin Jefferson. But he's gotten paid already.
He's gotten paid. But here's telling to me, if because I'm not a huge Kirk Cousins fan. If Kirk Cousins was all that he's made out to be, don't you think Justin Jefferson would have came out and like put a little bit of a fight up to keep him? Just a little bit of fight?
Sir. Mm-hmm. Let's digress based on what you're saying. And let me, based off of what I'm saying, there was another huge wide receiver named DeAndre Hopkins.
Correct.
Who his QB was Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
When he left and went to another team, he was still supposed to be wide receiver number one, was not the same person because guess what? He still had his talent, but the QB, that was not his favorite target.
Okay.
Now, some of you people out there, maybe you understand football like we understand football, but the thing is this. You can have a great wide receiver. You still have to have a great QB to go with that wide receiver. And still that great QB has to like the wide receiver.
Okay.
It's not many Peyton Mannings. It's not many
it takes time,
Patrick Mahomes in this league. And Kirk Cousins, no matter how bad Steve didn't like him, he made Justin Jefferson wide receiver one.
Well,
I've always explained this to people.
You can argue.
Without Kirk Cousins, he wouldn't be where he's at. Now let's see if he stays there.
Well, that's going to be the question.
Which should be fine.
Right, but that's our question. Is now he's paid. We know he's set for his life. We know his contract's set. Now let's see how he meshes with Darnold. I'm telling you, I want to give Darnold the benefit of the doubt that Darnold now with better talent. Darnold's never had a Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to. Let's just keep it real on that too. A quarterback is only as great as the people he has to throw the ball to.
And I'm wishing great things for him.
Yeah, so now that he has that elite wide receiver, we might see a different Darnold than we saw with the Jets, with the Panthers. Neither the Jets or Panthers had an elite number one. They didn't have even a close to elite number one on either of those teams. So it's going to make a difference. So I'm waiting to see. I'm going to give Minnesota the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that Darnold's going to have a bounce back year. He's going to have a year like what's his name had 2 years ago for Seattle, Geno Smith.
I wish him nothing but greatness.
Yeah,
because he's got dealt a bad hand every place he's went.
And this will be the team that he can now, if he's not going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, he can be in that Pro Bowl discussion. Right. So that's my prediction for Darnold, is that on this team with O'Connell as the coach, who's a quarterback coach, he's going to make Darnold into the best quarterback that Darnold can be. That's my prediction.
Now, this is something I'm going to say.
All right.
Ain't it funny? Sam Darnold has really did nothing on every team that he's been on.
Right.
And he's really achieved nothing on every team he's been on. But you see how many chances he's gotten?
That's
now, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Cam Newton went to the Super Bowl. Cam Newton has a bunch of accolades.
Right.
And didn't get this many chances.
Cam Newton's been his own worst enemy. We've had this conversation before. If Cam Newton played the game off the field like he played the game on the field, he'd still be playing in the NFL now. We had this conversation before at the beginning of the show talking about the LeBrons, Brady's. The reason why those guys have been in the league 15, 20 years, because they come ready to play championship every year. They may not win a championship every year, but you got to come as you're the leader of the organization. You got to set the example for the organization. Cam Newton, never was one to set a strong leadership off the field. What he did on the field, we can argue it's great. I mean, you used to get frustrated about him throwing the ball. He would miss wide open receivers, but that's a whole nother story. But the bottom line of though is that Cam Newton, he was a hype machine for himself. He wasn't a hype machine for the team.
And I'm gonna say this: Cam Newton, he never was really bad off the field. I just think like I said, his presence, his aura was too big for the game, and people just disrespected him or overlooked him because how his swag was.
But that's a big component. If you want to talk about being a winning player, that's a huge component. Is how you present yourself on the field and off the field. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And nobody's taking a chance on Cam Newton because you don't know what Cam Newton you're going to get. If you're going to invest millions in a player, you got to at least have an idea of what this guy's going to give you. At least having your own idea. You don't know what Cam Newton's going to do for you.
I get what you're saying, but like I said, I want big things for Sam Darnold this season. Not speaking bad about him, but he's done nothing on every team that he's been on. He hasn't achieved on any team he's been on, and I understand. But your argument was when you invest millions, what do you think you're going to get out of a person?
Right.
So they just want a person that has underachieved and hasn't done much.
Okay.
Long as he's quiet. I mean, long as his fame and his aura doesn't reach as far as him, they're okay with that. They want you to be mild-mannered.
Well, look at the Patriots. Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time, he had Cam Newton and Mac Jones, rookie Mac Jones at that, on their team at the same time. Mac Jones outplayed Cam Newton in training camp to get a starting job, and Cam Newton was released. Now, Bill Belichick, you would think would be somebody who's going to be no nonsense. He's going to take the guy who he feels he can best win with. He chose Mac Jones over Cam Newton.
I believe that had to do with something else.
We can argue
I still think Cam got a rough.
Well, we can argue
rough one on that.
We can argue that all day,
but thank you guys for tuning in because this was a good one.
It's a good one today.
And we got to pick that up again.
And don't forget, guys, this Sunday, if you got time, the UFL Championship, the Birmingham Stallions versus the San Antonio Brahmas.
I'm definitely going to watch that.
I'll be watching that. I love championship games, no matter what the league is, so I'll be there.
Tune in next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. We'll be here with the NBA Finals update.
Well, it's going to be the NBA champion Boston Celtics. We don't even have to. What was that final? Did you ever get that final score?
Oh, I give it to you right now.
I want to hear that final score just so I can feel good.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's final 106-99.
Okay.
Boston
they made a run.
Has brought the brooms out.
So the brooms are coming out. We got one more game. I think it's going to be either Friday, Saturday, maybe Friday, Saturday. Going to have the final game. So.
Run away with it.
All right, then. All right, we can go now.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see y'all next week at 7 p.m. here at Blow the Whistle Sports.
All right. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Peace out.